Senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano, to weigh in on all this. Judge, welcome in. Good to see you today.
Likewise, Bianca.
Speaker Johnson had some cautionary notes saying this bill won't protect some people who are in there who do not want to be dragged into it. Obviously, we saw survivors very heroic today on the Hill, the women who want to be. But what about exposure that he says this bill does not protect those people?
Well, the only parts of the file that will not be released theoretically are those which are subject to national security and those which reflect what happened before a grand jury. Grand jury material is almost always secret and rarely revealed, except at the time of trial. There are no more trials in this case. Epstein's been dead for 6 years. But what people who want to see the Epstein files are mainly looking for are not grand jury matters, because that's just a brief summary of the core of the files. They're looking for what these victims told FBI agents and what the FBI agents found out when they investigated all they did about Epstein. And was it a thorough investigation or was it a whitewash? Did the FBI know about criminal activity and look the other way in order to protect the people who were involved in it? Or did the FBI do a thorough and efficient and professional job? That's what most people, I think, are looking for.
Well, it's interesting timing, certainly, and that's what a lot of the Republicans have said. They tried to do a unanimous consent vote last week, but Democrats wanted to have it where every single House member, especially on the right, had to say whether or not they will support it. Again, it does look like it will be passing. You know, I do want to get to one other piece before it looks like the pool cameras go in. Some really disturbing information, Judge. New York Post reporting that the would-be assassin Thomas Crooks from Butler, Pennsylvania, a very different story than the one that the FBI's congressional statements posted, that he did have a digital footprint, political violence, violent arts, you know, all these sort of things why are they coming out now? And a lot of people are saying Americans demand answers on Thomas Crooks.
I don't know why it's coming out now, but it should have come out a long time ago. The American public has the right to know. The federal government had access to his browsing records, unlawful access, but they had it. Why wasn't somebody watching it? Why didn't they look at it? And why is the FBI whitewashing this a year and a half after the event occurred? More questions that need to be answered by the FBI on this, and I don't know if we're going to get truthful answers.
Why is that, though? If it's, you know, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, you would think that there's, you know, more opportunity to get everything out, unlike the last administration.
Well, you know, sometimes the world looks very different on the inside looking out than it did on the outside looking in. And as much as I respect Kash Patel and Attorney General Bondi, they were the obstacles on the Epstein files, and now they may be the obstacles on what the FBI knew about Thomas Crooks. They may be taking the position that there's some reason there to protect what the FBI did. Look, the National Security Administration has every touch on every desktop and mobile device in the country. Why do they have it? So that they can find people like Thomas Crooks before he comes within inches of murdering the future and the former president of the United States. They didn't do it.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.